Terima kasih kerana telah menonton program Sarawak Festival pada hari ini. Sertai kami pada esok hari untuk menyaksikan program-program lain yang akan berlangsung sepanjang Sarawak Festival 2021. Layari laman sesawang Sarawak Festival untuk jadual program serta maklumat lanjut. Jangan lupa juga untuk sentiasa mengikuti dan like media sosial rasmi Pustaka Negeri Sarawak di Facebook, YouTube dan Instagram kami untuk mengikuti perkembangan dan pelbagai aktiviti yang akan diadakan.
Jangan lupa bersama dengan kami dalam segmen Bual Santai Bermukun bermula pada 15 September 2021 secara virtual di FB dan YouTube Pustaka Negeri Sarawak.
Ramai dalam laga langgang, gelanggangnya ada di taman bunga. Ramai dalam laga langgang, gelanggang ada di taman bunga. Samalah sama kita lah belenggang lah mukun Sarawak kiana. Samalah sama kita lah belenggang lah mukun Sarawak kiana.
kasih kerana telah menonton program Sarawak Festival pada hari ini. Sertai kami pada esok hari untuk menyaksikan program-program lain yang akan berlangsung sepanjang Sarawak Festival 2021. Layari laman sesawang Sarawak Festival untuk jadual program serta maklumat lanjut. Jangan lupa juga untuk sentiasa mengikuti dan like media sosial rasmi Pustaka Negeri Sarawak di Facebook, YouTube dan Instagram kami untuk mengikuti perkembangan dan pelbagai aktiviti yang akan diadakan.
Jangan lupa bersama dengan kami dalam segmen Bual Santai bermukun bermula pada 15 September 2021 secara virtual di FB dan YouTube Pustaka Negeri Sarawak.
Ramai dalamlah gelanggang-gelanggangnya ada di taman bunga. Ramai dalamlah gelanggang ada di taman bunga. Samalah sama kita lah belenggang lah mukun Sarawak kiana. Samalah sama kita lah belenggang lah mukun Sarawak kiana.
Terima kasih kerana telah menonton program Sarawak Festival pada hari ini. Sertai kami pada esok hari untuk menyaksikan program-program lain yang akan berlangsung sepanjang Sarawak Festival 2021. Layari laman sesawang Sarawak Festival untuk jadual program serta maklumat lanjut. Jangan lupa juga untuk sentiasa mengikuti dan like media sosial rasmi Pustaka Negeri Sarawak di Facebook, YouTube dan Instagram kami untuk mengikuti perkembangan dan pelbagai aktiviti yang akan diadakan.
Jangan lupa bersama dengan kami dalam segmen Bual Santai bermula pada 15 September 2021 secara virtual di FB dan YouTube Pustaka Negeri Sarawak.
Ramai dalam laga gelanggang-gelanggangnya ada di taman bunga. Ramalah ramai.
Hello and welcome. We meet again at Sarawak Lestari Talk, where we will present a talk highlighting a few of Sustainable Development Goals, or known as SDG. So what is SDG? SDG is a collection of goals consisting of 17 different goals that were put forward by the Perhimpunan Agong Pertubuhan Bangsa-Bangsa Bersatu in 2015. For today's Sarawak Lestari Talk, we have invited Mr. Gary Loh Chi Wai. He is a senior lecturer in School of Computing and Creative Media, University College of Technology Sarawak, UCTS. Mr. Gary Loh will be with us to share his talk titled Meaningful Connectivity. Without further ado, let's listen to what Mr. Gary has to say about meaningful connectivity. Over to you, Mr. Gary.
Okay, thank you, Karen. Yeah, good morning, everyone, and Selamat Hari Malaysia to everyone. Yeah, so I'm like Miss Karen mentioned, I'm Gary from University College of Technology Sarawak. So let me share my screen. Okay. Okay, yeah. So I think everyone can see my screen. Hopefully, this is a normal question we will ask when we do online. Okay, yeah. So this is actually what I'm going to talk today for our Sustainable Development Goal for under Pustaka Negeri Sarawak, meaningful connectivity. So this is actually a project actually done by UCTS. Tata Sonic Group Berhad, Sarawak Energy and Sakofa. Project has been done in 2018 until today. It's a pilot project. We want to test out some internet connectivity in the longhouses in Bawah Asan. So we'll go further with that and we'll explain more. Sorry. Okay. I changed my screen. Hopefully can see. If cannot, just please do let me know. Otherwise, I won't know because this type of Zoom always got this problem. Yeah. So this is my so on close it. Yeah. So this is actually to explain about my background, how I'm actually get involved in those projects and how actually we come in with this broadband power line. So me as from West Malaysia. I'm a guy from Perak, but actually fall in love with Sarawak. I've been in Sarawak for almost, I think almost 20 years now. Yeah. So I'm the project manager for this e-barrier project at time in 2002. If those of you remember when 2002, there is where the telecenter coming in. Telecenter means that we want to have some sort of like a rural cyber cafe for those people in the rural area, so that they can actually, use the internet to communicate with outside world. So this is my background. I started in 2002 as a project manager. And after that, in 2008, start to replicate even more telecenters with Unimas. Actually, the time I'm actually with Unimas. Yeah, so we do it in Long Ramai, we do it in Buayan. Buayan is at Sabah. And we do it in Larapan, in an island in Sabah, and also in Pakalalan in Sarawak. So those are the places which is quite remote, rural. What we are doing is basically we want to do something like bringing internet, bridging the digital divide to the rural, from the urban and the rural areas. So we bring in internet to the community. So in 2010, I get involved with Community Broadband Center. Now it's have been renamed to Pusat Internet Community. So Community Broadband Center basically is an initiative from MCMC. Also have a similar agenda, is to give access, give internet to the rural area, to the rural communities. So this is where it started. And in 2012, Unimas has been given a replication project to the Orang Asli in the Semenanjung. So in Semenanjung, we did it in Post Lenjang, Post Gop, Post Sindrut, and also another post in Orang Asli. There's a 4 site, but unfortunately, I didn't finish up the whole project because I moved on to UCTS in 2014. So I only managed to make the telecenter up, but I didn't manage to keep on to the program, keep training to the community and all those. Yeah. So I moved on to UCTS in 2014, and this is where in 2018 there's a chance to test out in certain internet access to the long houses, which is we call it broadband over power line. So in 2018, Tata Sonic, Sakofa, Sarawak Energy, and UCTS, 4 entities come together as a smart partnership. We try to test out some internet access to the longhouse community in Pawang Asan. So it's an IBAN community. So coming soon, we are exploring something even new, community networks, because of internet access after 2020, the COVID-19 pandemic become a real issue. And, we see that, there is always a need to give access, especially internet access or communication access to the rural area. So as a background, like I mentioned, this is the college they are working in Cebu, University College of Technology Sarawak. Okay, so if you can see that this is actually located in Cebu, and it's a Sarawak State University, owned by the state 100%, belongs to Yayasan Sarawak, and we are welcome any Sarawakian to come and study with us. We're situated in Cebu, the Swan town in the central region of Sarawak. Yeah. So this is how UCTS look like. Inside the campus, we have the garden campus, we have the canopy, we have the library, and also our admin block. Basically about 9 to 10 blocks around UCTS. It's a beautiful campus. We welcome you to visit us when you come to Cebu, and hope that you will come and study with us. So currently, we have 6 schools in UCTS. We have School of Foundation Studies, which is we have School of Art and also School of Science, Foundation in Art and Foundation in Science. So we are welcome those SPM leaver to come and and study with us. Then we have School of Engineering and Technology. where the civil engineering, mechanical engineering, electrical engineering, those are the courses of the engineering that we have. And also we have food technology. Yeah. The School of Built Environment, which we have interior design, we have architecture, and we have also quantity survey course. Yeah. Then School of Business and Management as well. We have marketing, we have SCCA accredited accountancy program, and also marketing. So in this is where I'm based in, School of Computing and Creative Media. So School of Computing and Creative Media is offering computer science, Bachelor of Industrial Design, and also Bachelor of Creative Media. So we have anchoring 3 programs, and we are taking in students to come in to study with us. And for those who are interested to continue further study on master, postgraduate study, okay, master or PhD, you are welcome as well. So we have 6 schools currently anchored in UCTS. Yeah. So we also have 6 research center in UCTS. So the research center that I'm in now is in this asset, Advanced Center for Sustainable Social Economy and Technological Development asset. Okay. So in this research center, what we do is that basically we actually look at community in the rural area or also in the suburban area, in providing access or in providing facilities and looking for research how to enhance rural development. Yeah. Then we have Borneo Conservation and Regionalism Center, the BOC Center under School Architect. We have Center for Excellence for Wood Engineering Product, CWEP, looking for wood's technology, how we're going to use wood to do some products which we can commercialize. We have Contribute in the School of Business and Business Admin, which they're looking on the business technopreneurship. And we have also Center for Research, Innovation and Sustainable Development, CRIS, under the School of Engineering, where they're looking at sustainable technology like renewable energy, solar energy, and some of the electrical research they're doing. Then lastly, also we have our Drone Research and Application Center, we call it DRAC. So this center is actually a collaboration between Taiwan University, CJCU, together with UCTS, looking at using drone research, how to do farming using drone, and also surveillance, and also land survey. Yeah, so those are some of the things that we are doing in the 6th research center. So to begin my talk, it's just to show you some local newspaper have been publishing in the Borneo Post and also in some of the local newspaper talking about this internet. So this is a project that we are doing since 2018, and basically actually the project has been started in 2014. So I will begin my my talk about this story, about this meaningful connectivity from here now. Yeah. So I think if you have any questions, you can always post it online. You can always post it into the chat box, and I can answer you. Yeah, no worry. So this is actually a community research project. We started in the year of 2014. Okay. So when I joined UCTS in August 2014, we are still very much So I'm still very much like to really do a lot of things with the community, especially the rural communities. So this is where I coming in 2014, looking for opportunities or looking for community to do some research, especially ICT for rural development. So in 2014, when we look around, we found out that Bawang Asan actually is quite a strategic place that we can go ahead and take a look. So why the criteria we are looking at is that we saw there is a homestay. Okay, if you Google Bawang Asan, you always see the homestay, this homestay program available in Bawang Asan, but they are not fully going online. Means that they have limited online opportunity. So this is where we come in 2014 thinking like, how we can promote Bawah Asan homestay in the internet. So what we do is that we have some training. We did training with the community with the newly built One Malaysia Internet Center. That time they call it Pusat Internet Satu Malaysia. So we bring our students. These are all our students, together with some lecturers. We go down and we want to train how the homestay can actually go online in 2014. So where is Bawah Asan? Just to get those people who don't know where is Bawah Asan. So I just show up a map of Borneo here. So Sarawak, Brunei, and Sabah. So Bawah Asan is actually very near to Cebu. It's about 40 minutes drive from Cebu town. And it's just located at the Lebaan River. Okay, Sungai Lebaan. Yeah, so just beside the Sungai Lebaan. So Bawah Asan, if we want to go there from KL, basically you just need to take a direct flight from KL to Cebu. And you need 1 hour drive from Cebu airport, to reach Bawah Asan. So Bawah Asan basically consists of 9 long houses in the area. Basically, if you say that the whole Bawah Asan area is actually much bigger, but we are concentrating on the 9 long houses in the Bawah Asan area. Sometimes you'll be flooding because of some river high tide or king tide, just a little bit of flood, but it's manageable. So when we reach to Bawah Asan, basically, if you look at the signboard, you will see that all the 9 long houses name will be there. There's a Pusat Internet, and also there's a Klinik Kesehatan. There was Dewan Masyarakat, everything. So when we started the research with Bawah Asan, we are specifically looking at the homestay because we see that there's an opportunity for homestay to go online. We see that there's an opportunity for the homestay owner to promote their things online as well. So what we do is that in 2014, when we first arrived at Bawah Asan, we do some interview with the Bawah Asan villagers. We look for local champion. Local champion means that those people who are keen to work with us. Those are people who can drive the project, or those people who can actually involve in certain research with us. Yeah. Then what we do is that we do some need analysis with the community. Need analysis is basically to do some interview, quantitative and qualitative type of survey. We want to know what is actually the baseline, what is the education level, what's the income level, what are their occupation look like in the community. This is what we did. So we also organize certain events in the longhouse just to gargle some engagement with the community. Yeah. So this is Bawah Asan, a very nice place. If you are taking a break out, consider can come to Bawah Asan because it's quite near to Cebu town. And this photo is I taken in the Lebaan River around 6:30 to 7 o'clock. There's a beautiful sunset area in Bawah Asan. So yeah, don't miss it. Yeah. So this is the 2015 need analysis, what we gather from, and these are some significant things that we're looking at. So when we're looking at the internet, we just randomly survey about 50 to 60 community around Bawah Asan. We get to know something we're quite significant is on the internet side. So out of a lot, some of them they actually don't know what is internet, and some of them they just put it not applicable. So if you add up 16 to 12, you have about 28 of them. So in 2015, we can see that this is why Bawah Asan homestay never go online and they never promote it in a better way. So then we also ask the villagers, do they like changes, change, encourage development? This is our question, and we can see that 39 of them like it, and that they think that new knowledge is very good for us. So we think that the community at time is ready. They are ready to change. They are ready to take up something new. So this is where we're coming in. And education level is basically on the low range, and on the higher education, that's quite low. So this is something that we're looking at to help the community when we want to do something. Yeah. So when in 2017, this is where we come in, to bring in with MCMC, we bring in some interesting workshop with the community. we do it in the longhouse actually. Yeah, we don't want to do it in in somewhere that is far away from them, because when you do a workshop together with the community, we always believe that we want to do it in the longhouse or in somewhere that they actually understand the place. So this is where we come in. We are actually bringing workshop. The first thing we do is that we try to gargle the youngster in Bawah Asan to check with them, see whether they really like it, to do this we call online type of activities. So we try to look at the technology level of the people in Bawah Asan. So we bring in MC to do some workshop. So we 3D printed certain drones, and we introduce drone to the community, and we teach the kids, we teach the children around Longhouse, how to do it, and we give them the drone for free, just to let them feel how actually drone look like. Besides that, also we do some 3D printing at the internet center, the Pusat Internet. The community, Pusat Internet community in Bawah Asan actually provide a lot of facilities. So basically what we do is that we break down from UCTS, we bring down our 3D printer at the time. We just want to show to the youth how actually 3D printer works, and whether they are interested. And also what we're doing there is that we ask about their opinion. If this 3D printer will be in your village, what actually you can do with it? So this is something interesting that we can gargle, that they're starting to have the idea of like printing certain keychain, and they can sell it. So this is something that we see that entrepreneurship is there. So it's just like we need some enabler. We need something to make the youth to start doing some business and looking ahead. So yeah. Then also what we do is that because of the government, especially the state government, also promoting Raspberry Pi as a computer for the secondary school. So also what we do is that we do a Raspberry Pi workshop together with the youth in the Longhouse as well. So during that workshop, we ask the youth actually, do you like this type of computer, small, but it's powerful? And we also ask the youth, what you can do with this Raspberry Pi. And interestingly, some of them, they say that if we can use this type of gadget to locate fish, in the river, it will be very good for us. So they have already a mindset that this is what I call IoT. They have the mindset like how to use technology to increase income. So this is in 2017. This is what we did in just to gargle some technology, we call it idea, or we call it gargle some technology perspective from the community. This is what we are working for actually. We don't force the technology in, but we try to see whether it suits the community. Yeah. Then in 2018, the opportunity came. Yeah. So this is the project that we actually are doing in a smart partnership. Sorry, just go back. Yeah. So this is a smart partnership in 2018. So the group of from Tata Sonic Group Berhad, they're introducing this type of technology that using the same power line, using the power line, that the existing power line that we have, we can even pump in internet. We call it the pump in internet bandwidth, and all the way supply to the Longhouse. So we talked with Sakofa, and we also talked with Sarawak Energy, and things form up as a smart partnership, and we think that we should try it up, and we want to try to see whether it can help the Longhouse people in Bawah Asan. So we started the project. So yeah, so this is a video of how the installation look like, and I will share the video here now. Yeah. Okay, so this is a video trying to summarize the whole setup of the two longhouses. Yeah. So yeah, so just get some view for those interested in the technical side of it. Yeah. So this is actually how we do it. This existing tower in Bawah Hassan, this we call it communication tower or the mobile phone tower existing in Bawah Hassan. So what we did is that Sakofa is actually giving us this free internet. All the way from this tower, we beam the internet, we beam the wave line all the way to the we call it electrical pole. Okay, so you can see from the picture here is that this is from the tower, communication tower, and they beam all the way down to the electrical pole. Okay, so what we do at the electrical pole is that we use the internet and actually channel it through the wiring, through the electrical wiring, to put it into the whole longhouse. Means that we no need to apply another type of cable into the longhouse. We no need to put up another RJ45 cable or some other type of cable, to the longhouse, but we use the existing electrical power line. Yeah. So if we look at the block diagram, the topology look like, yeah. So the communication tower basically will beam the microwave to the another type of we call it the receiver. And basically on the receiver, you actually beam it all the way down into the power line. So the power line actually will actually pull in all the way into the longhouse. So this is actually the existing power line in the longhouse. So all the longhouse, all this CPE means is the modem. So every pintu, or we call it every household in the longhouse will have one modem. Okay. So when every modem will actually give them the access to the internet. So I will show you the picture how it look like, and this is what we do with the tiang pole, with the lampu tiang that we have. We pump in all the internet into the electric power line, and this is can be done thanks to Sarawak Energy, that actually they're giving us the facility to test our technology, and it has been working very well. Yeah. So how actually it look like would be like the internet actually coming in. So from Kuching, we actually pump in the internet into the communication tower, then go to the access line. Then after that, we go into the longhouse through the electric wiring. Then actually you get into computer for online through the CPE. Okay. I will show you the photo, no worry. I will show you some photo how it look like. Okay, so in physically, if you look at the topology just now, so this is physically how it look like. So this is the tower, the existing tower. So we beam the internet into the electric pole. The electric pole actually coming all the way into the number 3 pole and the number 4 pole and all the way going into the longhouse. So there is no extra infrastructure, especially wiring. We didn't do any new wiring on it. We just tap onto the existing wiring, the electrical wiring. So number 3, number 4, then go into the longhouse. It's a single phase. It's a single phase wiring. So in the longhouse, this is how they take out the internet. So once you go into the longhouse, so all the socket, all the power socket here basically is with internet. So you just need to plug in the modem. So you plug in the modem and it can be Wi-Fi. So anywhere in the longhouse, as long as you see a socket, you plug in the modem, you get Wi-Fi. So the internet actually combined together with the wiring. The internet combined with the electricity flow into the longhouse. So this is something that we are doing. We actually want it to be tested out in the longhouse, and basically we want it to be like minimize the infrastructure to benefit the maximum to the community. So with the internet now exists, okay, we don't stop there. Because when you give internet to the community and you stop there, then there's no meaning after that. So what we did is basically, we actually work together with the community. So what we do is that we bring our student from UCTS to go down to Bawah Asan. As those who study in a degree before, when you do this final year project, you normally do a final year project, and after that, you don't know what is it used for. So what our idea at that time is that, why not we do final year project, which is real world, trying to give something really benefits to the community. So some student as a final year project, they do website. So we use this type of we call it a skill from the student to do final year project together with the community. So what we do is that we set up e-tourism website. Okay, we have discussion with the community what to put into the website and how we actually co-design the whole thing out so that it can suit them. So the booking basically using WhatsApp, because the community is still not very good in using email. So this is something that we learn, also from the student side. Oh, this is how we actually gather requirement, okay, with the community, and we do it into the website. Okay, then also because of this project and some promotion, Bawah Asan Homestay in 2018 and 2019 actually experienced some technology hips, we call it. People start to wondering, what is this technology happen in the longhouse, and they come to visit, and a lot of visitors coming in. He boosts up the homestay program in Bawah Asan, and there's also some Machan community from Kanawit come down to Bawah Asan just to look at how actually homestay program run, and they are interested to run homestay program in their longhouse as well. So as something more from it, because when we work with the community, now we have internet in the longhouse, what we actually looking for. So what we do is that we ask the community and we do some co-design workshop, and we found out that a lot of them, especially those are working in Bawah Asan, those are working adults, they will be working in the town and they only come back in evening or maybe in the weekend. So what they're saying that if there is a chance for them to monitor or at least look at their old parents, their parents or their kids, who are going to school in the area through online will be good. So what we did is that we just put on CCTV for them. We tested the CCTV, we set up the CCTV through the internet, the broadband over power line internet, and we get things so that the community actually can access it. They can look at the video and they can know what is happening in the longhouse. So it's a security civilian for them. So this is something that we learn actually together with the community as well. Then there's another project we also do with Cornell University. This is something that quite interesting for us as well. Cornell University from US fly all the way down to Cebu into the Borneo, because they're looking for courses like service learning. Okay, service learning also offered by UST College of Technology Sarawak under our center, ASET. So service learning basically is how actually students do community works. So normally student will go for industry training, but normally students don't go for community training, we call it. Yeah, so service learning is that part. We're doing community training. So in overseas, service learning is very popular. And Malaysia also getting to start on with service learning quite well now. We have this Sulam program from Ministry of Higher Education. So UCTS also involved in it, and we work with Cornell University and also UNIMAS for this type of service learning. So what we do is that we bring the student from US to come down together with our student from UCTS. So what we do is that we explore how to do digital usage among the community. So what we do is we interview, we ask around the community, and what we do is we co-design, means that we design together with the community for a digital solution. So what we did is actually we do some Internet of Things using the PPL on flood detection. Okay, so when we do some sensor below the longhouses, because when we talk with the community, we seems like some flash flood or small flood always occurring in the longhouse area or in certain area of the community. So what we do is that why not we do something a little bit more, to let the community understand when is the water coming in and what they should do, or is it time for them to park their car a little bit outside when the water coming in to be higher. Okay, so these are small flood. It's not a big flood, just to let everyone know, it's not like flooding the whole long house or what. It's just a small flood, but we think that using some creative idea, rather than the student do IoT at the lab, which is useless, we do IoT with the community, which is more useful, so that the community actually can learn the technology as well as they can know how actually technology works. Yeah. So in terms of R&D, we call it research. So this is actually what ASET is looking at. ASET is the research center that I'm involved in. Yeah. So what we are looking at, the R&D on the broadband power line, the PPL. So basically, we are looking at the sustainability of the technology. So in terms of business and also in reliability. So this is something that we have been researching, and also we have been looking around, because in terms of business, we need to sustain the business. Otherwise, there's no business model. Internet is not free. There's a certain limitation will be there, costing will be there. So these are something we're looking at. So also we're looking at something that we can replicate fast deployment and optimize the costing. Means that using the cheapest cost to approach to the community with the biggest impact. So this is actually what we are looking at. Because if there's a long house already there, if we want to pull up another type of internet cable, just for the sake of giving fixed broadband to the community, it will be a bit costly. Also in a long house setting, things change very fast, especially the structure. Sometimes maybe they put in something and they will spoil the cable. So what we're thinking, like, why not we use the existing cable? This is where the idea come in, the existing electricity cable. So that's why the broadband power line is coming in handy. So also what we do in our R&D is always we promote decision making together. We don't want to do something that top down, means that we try to listen, because when we listen to the community, we get more feedback. We know what is good and what is bad, and we try to blend it. So this is what I call a co-design transcultural approach. Means that you have a way to feedback to us, and we have a way to feedback to you. But we need to listen to each other. Yeah. So these are some of the things that we are looking at. So a critical success factor in Bawah Asan, this pilot project we look at is that when we flashback, community participation is critical. So we cannot do a project without letting our community know what is happening. So we cannot just like dump a technology there, then we hope that the community will know how to use it. So what we do is that we participate with them, and we also encourage the community to participate with us. So that's why it takes some time for us to adjust, or also take some time for the community to adjust. And local champion is a key to success. Local champion means that the community, some of the community member who can drive the project, who can actually tell you what is good and what is bad, who can really work together with you when you want to get things working. Then smart partnership. Why I say smart partnership? Because UCTS is looking at the community. Sarawak Energy is actually on the power line infrastructure. Tata Sonic is the technology provider. And Sakofa actually is the internet service provider. And four of us actually can work together in a good way. Basically, this project do not have any funding from the state government. It's just purely by everyone of us contributing. So Sarawak Energy contribute the power line for free for us to use to tap onto the existing electricity power line for free. Then Sakofa is basically giving us free internet just for this pilot project. So that it's also a CSR from Sakofa, corporate social responsibility. So they give us about 60 megabits per second, 60 Mbps for us to test out the technology so that we can use it for the goods of the community. And also Tata Sonic coming in with the technology, with the modem and all those things. So what we do is we form a smart partnership. We help each other, because we don't have the funding. And you just want to test out this kind of technology. Can it be helpful to the community? Can it actually lift up the social economy of the community? So this is why we create a very sustainable type of partnership. So this is what we're doing, and this is what we are actually looking forward to replicate more actually. Yeah. So identify the needs and the focus also is one of the critical success factor. Something like I mentioned, we need to know the technology used for what reason after that. So tourism is one of the biggest factor in Bawang Asan at the time. Since 2018 when the project started and started to booming, Bawang Asan get a lot of visitor. Visitor coming almost every week. Every week people are coming in, and homestay operator using WhatsApp to communicating with them rather than last time just they need to run out to the town to use phone call and all those things. But now they are getting better using WhatsApp. Yeah. And using WhatsApp also make the community communicate to the those who are working outside of Cebu even better. We got feedback from housewives that, it's amazing this kind of technology. Now I can use WhatsApp video call to talk with my husband from Negeri, because some of them are working in oil and gas industry, so they're hardly coming back to the hometown as well. So WhatsApp video call basically quite a meaningful thing for them as well. Then what we do lastly about our critical success factor is the digital ecosystem. The digital ecosystem is we do it together, means we co-design together. We don't leave out the community, because some certain feedback from the community is very important. Like the IoT flood project that we're doing, we don't know actually where will be the indicator. When you see water coming in from which part, there is some flooding coming in. So without this sort of community feedback to us, basically we don't know where to put our sensor. We will just put our sensor here and there. But with this sort of co-design, the community always tell you, we look at the site on which wherever in the village, they will tell you. So when this area start to have water, then we know that flood is start to come in. So what we do, we put our sensor there, so that we can know that we can trigger certain alarm to the community when you see there is some water coming up from that side, flood is coming in. It's also for us to understand, for the tourists also to understand that flood is actually this flash flood or minor floods is always a little bit of things, but is manageable, and also is part of a promotion for the Bawang Asan community that we have a flood monitoring system to tell people that this is flood coming in and something like that. It's quite interesting at the time. Yeah. So during the COVID-19 pandemic, this is something that is we done unexpectedly. Okay, so Astro Awani actually captured the news. Pondot internet, internet hut they call it. Yeah. So I call it a very meaningful connectivity. It's actually come from the community creativity. The people in Bawang Asan basically set up this type of booth. They call it Pondot internet because the student cannot go to school, and the teachers actually teaching the student online. So there is no internet. So the only chance is that utilizing the broadband over power line in Bawasan. So what happened is that the community set up certain booths, for the student to get online using the Wi-Fi BPL. So this for me is very meaningful. Something from the community to do it for themselves. This idea never come from UCTS, because on the 16th of April 2020, everyone have a shock when the whole world is actually facing COVID-19 pandemic. We don't know how to do it. Okay. And this is something coming up from the community, and we pick it up because of the news. So we found it like, community actually understand. When they understand it, they use it properly. Yeah. So we do some reflection, because of Sarawak have their own, have this digital economy strategy. So one of it is digital inclusivity. So digital inclusivity means that we need to give, internet, or we want to bring in the community to use the internet or participate in the digital economy agenda. So this is called digital inclusivity. So when we do some reflection back since what we started in 2014 until now, so we basically follow a design paradigm. When we do some research, there's always there's something that we are following. So we did some research design paradigm, flashing back what we did in 2014. So what we do is that in the beginning, when we use the Pusat internet, okay, when we use the Pusat internet, basically what we're doing, we are very much on the user-centered design type of thinking. We observe the community as a user and start designing the system. Since we look at them, how actually they use the computer, and what we do for fast that time, we actually teach the community how to use Facebook. We just teach them use Facebook, how to promote their homestay and all those things. So it's very much a user-centered design. Means I teach you and you follow. I teach you and you follow. So this is what we do in the beginning. Then we move on to participatory design. Means that we try to participate together with the community and see what is actually happening. So what we do, we give empowerment, we give training, we give some certain exposure. Also, we give them a chance, to voice out, giving voices, for them to voice out what actually they learn, what actually, the component of the technology they are amazed of, what actually technology can help them. So we fall into that category of participant design, where we did a lot of training together with the community. Then once we put in our broadband power line and all those things, then things start to change, because when we send down our students together to design the system with the community, this is where the core design coming in. Okay, like we designed the e-tourism website, like we designed the CCTV surveillance, all this stuff, we actually co-design together with the user. Means we co-design together with the community. Okay, like the IoT for flood and also for rain, also we do it in a way. So what we're thinking of, like, moving forward, we need something even better. This is something for academics people. We are looking for something like how to get community to participate even better. So this is what we are looking for now. Moving forward in UCTS, this is something that we are going for research. We got a grant actually from APC. APC is Association for Progressive Communication. So community networks is very new to everyone. It's basically moving forward, giving access rather than to a place. We're giving access to one place where people come together. Now what we do is that we're giving the access to more people into their housing area. So community networks basically giving access. We're trying to give access to the community and empower them to own the network. Means that now this network no longer owned by anyone, but you all manage it. Okay, so we let the community find to manage it. So this is something we call community networks. So what will be the strategy that we are going to use will be community-based core design. So what is community-based core design, I'll explain a bit further. And this is something that we are looking on, and we are working on it now. And we hopefully, by next year or end of this year, we have something, that we can actually talk to the world about community networks. So what we do with community-based core design. So community-based core design basically is like, the researcher and the community basically working together. They are actually, they're engaged, they are participating. So what happened now is that as a researcher, we are a core designer. We are trained to, we are trained to, to work with the community, we trained to be a designer together with them. But now what we're moving on forward is that we want the community also become a core designer. Means that selected community, make them skillful, and together we work it together. Means that rather than only a few selected community coming in to work together with us to co-design, now we put it in the bigger picture. Everyone involved, a community involved. So the community will be a co-design as well. So they will design, we will design, and we come together. So what we call it, we need to have a tasteful collaboration. This will be what we are aiming for as a community-based core design type of research. So moving into community-based core design, there's a lot of literature have been cited, it's basically a lot of things have been done. So what we are looking at is more to the value-sensitive design, okay? So value-sensitive design. So basically what we look at is that we don't want to shortchange, the design, you don't want to shortchange the design by the community. So what we want to do is basically, we want the community also to give us certain design that actually they're expecting, okay? So for example now, when I teach a community, I think this technology is good, okay? But the technology will not go in unless, we need to get the consensus from the whole community. So what happened now is that, the community member most likely said, I need to talk to the Doi Rumah, to get a consensus from the whole community. So when Doi Rumah discuss with the Longhouse community, then they give us permission, and most likely, certain individual will be selected from the community to be a community core designer to work together with us. So this is something that we are looking at, to co-design together, to work on something together so that we can understand it together. So like what I say, I like to quote this quote from Confucius, tell me and I will forget, show me and I may remember, involve me and I will understand. So what we want to do here in community-based core design of community network, we want them to involve and we want them to understand. So that, when they understand how the network works, how the community networks work, and how internet actually coming in, digital literacy will increase, and they will know how to diagnose the network by themselves. So we want a whole comprehensive type of engagement. Yeah. So thank you very much. This is actually my whole talk for today. I hope you all enjoy it, and I think there's a question coming in now. So yeah, let me open it. Do you do any data analysis on the data collected 1 month each area, and how the data collecting help come up with a better solution? Okay. Yeah, for this question, basically we collect certain data at the time, and we did just some little data analysis on it. Yeah. So actually it's a private project, and we want actually to we want to do the pilot project in a way that sustain longer. So we want to actually collect more data, but unfortunately we only collect about 3 to 4 months data. So this kind of data actually very meaningful. When we do some data analysis on it, basically we can actually predict the trend. And like what they mentioned here is that from the prediction, actually we know we can actually help the community to come up with a better solution. So what happened when we do this how IoT in Bawah Asan for the 3 months, the community actually moved the whole plantation into a higher ground, because they know that, oh, flood always occur on this side, and some of the things they can't plant, so they start to moving their plantation into certain area higher, So those are some effects, we're coming in. But we hope to collect more data actually. So the pilot project basically have been done, and we actually trying to do something to revive certain projects in Bawang Asan, because we want to move into community network. So there is something that we are looking at, and we will also put in some technology there. I hope I understand. I answer your questions. So thank you very much. So waiting for if there's any more questions or anything. So this is the last slide I have with the community in Bawang Asan. This Mekete Anak Indau is actually the homestay president in Bawang Asan. He's the one who working closely together with me. Through him, actually, I get to know a lot of community member in the longhouses, and we work together to actually help the community. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Gary. Can you hear me?
Yeah, can. Yes.
Okay. Mr. Gary, we do have a few questions that we have collected from everywhere that we could. So the first question is, are the Wi-Fi installation free?
Yes, everything is free. That's why I say it's a smart partnership. Sakofa basically giving the free bandwidth. They're giving us to use it for free. Datasonic basically giving the modem and the technology for free. Sarawak Energy also giving the power line, for us to tap in for free. So UCTS also doing it for free. So there's no costing, involved to the community, because we actually want to let the community use it, and also at the same time see how the community reaction towards technology that time. So everything is free. We actually do it until July. Yes, July this year. And July this year, basically we want to continue, but we have a machine down. We have a machine on the electrical pole have been stuck by a lightning. It's stuck by a lightning and the thing burned off. And the equipment actually need to take in from West Malaysia, but because of the travel restriction, that's why the internet a bit is down in Bawang Asan now. But we tend to fix it. So we are working together, to how to fly the equipment in and put it back so that it can go back online. Because Sakofa is actually willing to continue the CSR for free. And basically, we also want to continue this type of project with the community, to get them really, get used to the technology. And to add on for that is, we are thankful to Sarawak Digital Economy Corporation, SDEC, because they're providing this My Rural Broadband to the Bawang Asan community now. So they're using this 30 megabytes 5G connectivity to give them for free for 6 months now. So they're using the internet for free for the time being now. We are thankful for that.
Okay, that's very good to know. Okay, we move on to the next question. Besides Bawang Asan, there are also other rural areas in Cebu. So where is the next target to apply the same project in the future?
For the time being, we are still exploring. I will call it like we are doing a new one call it a community networks. Means that the community will own the network. We negotiate internet for free from certain telco or from certain organization, and actually we allocate it to the community. So the community will need to decide how to use the bandwidth. Let's say now, if 1 month, just for example, 1 month Sakofa giving you 100 gig data. Okay, 100 gig data, how are you going to manage it within your community? If you're going to waste it, to watch YouTube and play online game, so it won't be a meaningful. That's why we call it a meaningful connectivity. If you waste it, it won't be a meaningful. But if you use it for e-learning and you use it for the good purpose, for a business, then it will be a meaningful. So this is where the sustainability coming in. Community network, we are thinking like community empower, they know what to do with the bandwidth. And we actually still very much open, where the site we are going to go and, to do something. But we are going to test it in Bawang Asan again, one more round with this community network project, the concept of it. But we will move on, okay? But we don't have a specific idea, where will be the next rural area we are looking at and all those things. So we are always, open for approach. Maybe you can always drop me an email and ask me to take a look of the place, and we actually keen to explore. We just want to work together as a research. So we are academician, we are doing research. We are not like, project implementer. So we can't like promise you like, we will do a project for you or whatever, but we are very much on research and looking at, how to help community in a better way, form up certain policy to tell the government this type of things actually from the research, this is what we found out, so that the government can take it in the policy level or implementation level. Yeah.
So, Mr. Gary, usually as for the previous project with Bawang Asan, how long did it take to complete?
For Bawang Asan, basically, we started quite early in 2014. Okay, we spent a lot of time engaging the community because we are new to them. I'm a Chinese guy, and I'm going down to the longhouse. People will look at me one kind, oh, Chinese guy come to longhouse and you don't know how to speak Iban, Jakok Iban Met, we call it, So I learned a lot of Iban cultures, and I learned how to respect. Sometimes it spend some time for the engagement side because we want to understand the community, and at the same time, the community to understand me coming in as an outsider, how to accept me as well. So this thing take some time. But to implement the technology, it's just only 2 months. For us to put in the program formula, it's just 2 months. But to make the community understand us, it takes us about 3 years. 3 years. So I will call it like, this why we call it like, I'll call our connectivity as a meaningful connectivity. We build friendship. We want something meaningful. We don't want to be like an implementer, because this is research is about. This is what community research is about. We want to work together with the community. We understand them. They also understand us. So from there, we move on and we design together. So certain thing when as a researcher come in, we think that, oh, this thing sure work one, because in the town work, I will put it in the longhouse sure work. I can tell you something work in the town, won't work in the rural area, especially when there is a power issue, especially when there's a water flooding issue or something like that. You don't know, but the people down there, they know. So that's why I call it, if you understand them, they will tell you. They will tell you, oh, this one cannot. Maybe we redesign, we innovate, we take out some certain gadget and we, dismantle and put it back together. And this is something we're looking at. So I'll call it like, if you look at the timeline, a lot of time actually spent talking with the community, engaging with them. So that's why I call it like, community network is one of it. You engage the community a lot because you need to let them understand. If I give you 100 gig of data, you need to know how to manage it. If you don't know how to manage it, everyone just use it for YouTube and look at it and sleep, then 100 gig is not meaningful at all. Yeah.
Yeah. We are starting to get a better picture of the very simple tagline, meaningful connectivity. It means more than those a mere meaningful and mere connectivity.
Yeah.
Okay. So can we move on to the third question? The next question. So does the installation of modem only targeted to the longhouses in Bawang Asan or to the whole community in Cebu?
Only in Bawang Asan. Only in Bawang Asan, if I can explain on the modem side. Because when the power line going in, when we put in the internet into the power line, it only goes into the longhouse. Okay, we targeted 2 longhouse in this project, in the pilot project. One is Rumah Jimbun and another one is Rumah Dennis. So only these 2 longhouses with the modem, they can actually take out the internet. So let's say now if you take the modem and you plug it into Cebu town, you won't get internet because the internet didn't flow on that side. Unless, Sakofa said that, oh, I put the whole internet into the whole Cebu grid, then it's useful. But because of this project we are piloting, and we don't think that this technology is good for the urban area, especially Cebu, because we are very much, we call it data consumed very high. This type of technology is only about 5 to 15 megabyte per second. It's just good for those people in the long house, to communicate and also do some, learning, home learning. We call it like the school learning. But it's not good for the town area, because town area, we're a heavy user. We use it for a lot of things. So this technology is because we want to use it in the long house because of the limited infrastructure. We don't want to pull another cable into the long house. So this is where we use this technology just to tap onto the wire. The existing wiring will be the internet. So let's say now, if Bawang Asan don't have electricity, so what happened? So there is no internet as well, because the internet go together with the electricity. Yeah. So that's why Cebu town, we are not giving the modem or anything, but it's only Bawang Asan in the long house. Yeah.
Okay. All right. For the next question, what is the procedure in order to install the modem? Is there a specific form to be filled?
For now, we actually don't have this specific form to fill or anything. It's just a research project we are doing in Bawang Asan. We give it for free for all the long houses in the 2 long houses that we do the pilot. We didn't offer it more than that. If those long houses are interested, maybe they can always come to us and let us know. We can visit your long house and see how things work. But just to make sure everyone understand, this is a research project, and we're actually doing it for research. So this is where there's not like the government saying that fill in a form, we give you a modem to give you free Wi-Fi or some of the things. So this is not that in that context. Yeah.
Yeah, that is something that we need to clarify. We don't want some people to mistakenly take this as like what Mr. Gary said. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So we have a last question. Do you have any hopes for the future of meaningful connectivity?
Yeah. I think for after doing this type of research almost 20 years, our hope is basically on the rural community, or we call it those underserved. We call it that they don't have the opportunity to enjoy internet like us staying in the town, to actually increase on their digital literacy. Digital literacy means that they will understand, when I pay 1 ringgit for 1 gig of data, that 1 gig of data, what I can use for. Digital literacy means that whatever money they pay, what they get. So this is something that I really hope for. They can understand that, because we don't want we don't want our community to be like get bullied. I use that word, being bullied because they don't understand that thing. For example, when provide internet to the rural area, and let's say the internet very slow, what to do? Basically, if you ask a lot of people staying in the rural area, if the internet is not working, what to do? They will tell you, I don't know. Then the next question they will say, this is a lousy technology, throw it away, because they don't understand it. So we should know. For my hope is basically everyone in Sarawak, will understand at least some digital literacy on them, the higher level of digital literacy, so they know how to complain. Let's say now, if I pay 5 ringgit for 5 gig data, if it don't work, I know where to complain. I know where to get my consumer right, rather than, I call it, using that word, get cheated, So this is something that my hope for, because internet during this type of COVID-19 situation is very important. When I go to the long house, I think last week I visited them. It's very interesting. They sell online. They use WhatsApp status, to sell online. Wow, so creative. They open a group, sell bubble tea. They sell, they sell fish. They sell sayo, just using Facebook, not Facebook, WhatsApp status. So I said, wow, this is something very interesting. They're actually blending in. They're blending in. So this is actually my hope, for this connectivity. So this we call meaningful, something that can improve social economy, something that using it to survive. We call it to do business, to actually lift up their social economy status. So digital literacy is really, really important.
Yes, I understand what Mr. Gary said about um, using the benefits that they received in a very good and impactful way.
Yeah.
And I'm very happy to hear that they have chosen the right way to use those benefits for their own comfort, maybe in the future.
Mm.
Yeah, it's really, it is a very meaningful sharing.
Yeah.
Okay. So a big thank you to Mr. Gary Low for such a meaningful sharing with us today. Hopefully we can all gain new knowledge through the talk that was shared. Okay, among the sustainable development goal that has been applied to this talk includes goal number 4. It is to ensure inclusive and equitable quality education and promote lifelong learning opportunities for all. Secondly, goal number 7, which is to ensure access to affordable, reliable, sustainable, and modern energy for all. And finally, goal number 16, which is to promote peaceful and inclusive societies for sustainable development, provide access to justice for all, and build effective, accountable, and inclusive institutions at all levels. So it is hoped that through this talk, it has also given us awareness for the very significant developments that have been implemented in areas that need internet connection in Sarawak. So that is all for our SDG talk for today. And hopefully we will see you again in the next exciting SDG talk in the future. Don't forget to like and follow the online platform of Pustaka Negeri Sarawak. So thank you and have a pleasant day ahead. Thank you, Mr. Gary.
Thank you. Thank you.
Ayahnya left. Hello. Mana ni? Kering-kering.
Tersergam indah megah, menjadi kebanggaan kita, bukti wawasan dicita, maklumat dan pengetahuan, penuh terhimpun harta ilmu untuk kita terokan. Pustaka Negeri Sarawak, wadah ilmu untuk semua, bersama kita manfaatkannya. Pustaka Negeri Sarawak, berteknologi dan berusaha, berkhidmat ikhlas untuk kita. Pustaka Negeri Sarawak. Tersergam indah megah, menjadi kebanggaan kita, bukti wawasan dicita, maklumat dan pengetahuan, penuh terhimpun harta ilmu untuk kita taruhkan. Pustaka Negeri Sarawak, wadah ilmu untuk semua, bersama kita manfaatkannya. Pustaka Negeri Sarawak, teknologi dan berusaha, berkhidmat ikhlas untuk kita. Pustaka Negeri Sarawak.